Darren here, welcome to the channel. As you can probably tell by the video title, I don't want Victor Lindelof to leave this summer. I really don't. But before I dig into why, here's some facts about him. So he was born on July the 17th, 1994, making him, he's 28 years old. And he was born in a place called Västerås, in Sweden now, I think. Västerås, that's how you pronounce it. So he's had 58 international caps, scoring 3 goals. He's a defender, we don't really expect him to score a lot of goals. And he's played 220 times for United. So he's played 220 times in a United shirt, mounting up an incredible 18,453 minutes played. That's incredible, 18,453 minutes played. I'm so jealous. You know, I'm a United fan, you're a United fan, we all want to play. I'd just love to play 1 minute in a United shirt, never mind 18,453. Anyway, he's made 12 appearances for United this season, the last being against Nottingham Forest just yesterday. So this yesterday, that's April 16th, yesterday. And there's talk about him wanting to leave the club this summer. So he's currently, and according to various sources, worth £15 million, which I personally think that's a little low, isn't it, for a proven international and someone that's played 18,400 plus minutes for United. But I reckon that's because he's playing alongside Harry Maguire, and that's tarnished Lindelof's record and brought his value down. Yes, so he's not world class. He's not a world class centre back. I don't think that, but he's extremely dependable. I think he's extremely dependable. I really do. And I'd rather him partner Varane or Martinez than Maguire. You know, so we're really unlucky at the minute having both Martinez and Varane out. You know, could have asked for some worse circumstances. But I'd rather, if there was a choice between Maguire and Lindelof, I'd much rather Lindelof partner Varane or Maguire if either is out. So yeah, you saw it yesterday. Maguire looked really shaky at best in the first half yesterday, and all the way through the game, I thought really. Basically, Forest really did know where to press United, and Maguire could have cost us a penalty, could have got sent off. The handball shout against him was really scary, and I've seen them given. I really have. I've seen them given. So I thought a second yellow and a penalty for Forest. That's what I thought was coming. I really did. So given that the result then went our way anyway. The results on Saturday went our way. I thought, here we go, we're going to fuck it up. I thought, Maguire's on the pitch. He looked shaky from word go, from kick-off, and he was pulling people down, fouling people, late to the ball. That handball, I thought, yeah, United, we've got an opportunity to go third, 3 points clear. We're going to fuck it up. I thought we're going to miss this chance again. But how many times have we done that in the last few seasons? We've done it a lot, haven't we? We really have. And I think if it hadn't been for that decision going our way, and the golfing quality everywhere else that United have on the pitch compared to Forest, so that we've got Casemiro as a CDM, and if we hadn't had him as a CDM, I think it'd have been so much different. We wouldn't have that quality in the central of midfield, protecting the back four. And I'm not saying Forest would have beat us. No, I'm not saying that. But I'm saying it wouldn't have been as much of an easy ride without Casemiro. Because face it, yesterday was really an easy ride, and we had it all our own way. I mean, ultimately, I suppose if you could be disappointed for yesterday's game, we should have won in 5-0. You know, 2 goals is a little, if you're picky, just a little bit disappointing, really, considering we've got a disgraceful goal difference. You know, so what are we on now? Plus 9 or 10, I think. It's 9, I think. So yeah, it was a bit shocking. So what am I saying about Lindelof? I'm saying Lindelof is a good, solid player. No, obviously not like solid like Dennis Irwin, but he just doesn't cause you any trouble. Lindelof doesn't cause you any trouble. Yesterday he was good in the air, he was good along the ground, he could read the game, And he's okay for pace. He's not the fastest, he's not the slowest centre-back. Yeah, he's third place in all those areas against Varane and Martinez, but with a small transfer budget this summer, Ten Hag has more pressing priorities, I think, such as a striker, and he should persuade him to stay. I mean, after all, there are more games now this season for him, and he's going to get more game time. And next season will be in multiple competitions like we are now. So he's needed. We really need him. So here's a breakdown of what Lindelof has to face with Maguire being his partner for all but one. Saying that, if Luke Shaw can return, I hope he can play alongside Lindelof and Ten Hag benches Maguire. So here's what we've got coming up with Harry Maguire and Victor Lindelof as our kind of really only true centre-backs. So we've got Sevilla this Thursday coming. We've got Brighton in the FA Cup on Sunday, so that means we're obviously not playing any Prem games in this week. Then we've got Tottenham on Thursday the 27th of May. We've got Aston Villa on Sunday the 30th of May. And then we've got Brighton again on May the 4th. But Aston Villa beating Newcastle the other day. Shock result. So we've got Brighton after that on May the 4th. Then we've got West Ham on the 7th. And then between West Ham on the following Premier League game, and assuming we beat Sevilla we've got the first leg of the semi-final. That'll take place on May the 11th. Well, it's to be decided yet, but it's penned as May the 11th right now. After that, we're back in the Prem, and we've got Wolves on May the 13th. And then again on May the 18th, and again, it's not quite decided if that's true, we've got the second leg of that semi-final in the Europa League. And then on the 20th, we've got Bournemouth in the Prem, so that's 18th, 20th. I can't see that happening. So Bournemouth on the 20th. And then we've got the postponed game against Chelsea. That's going to be somewhere between the 20th and the 28th. So another busy week. And then assuming we make it all the way to the final of the Europa League, I mean, obviously, it's, the date for this isn't 100% confirmed either, but that is penned down for the moment as May the 31st. So that's a lot of games where we're going to have to rely on Maguire and Lindelof. So it's shocking really to think that we're in this position. So as you can see, that all of what's left of this season is rested on what I think anyway are our third and fourth choice centre-backs, meaning they have to raise their game. And I think actually, in fact, if Maguire wants to redeem himself in front of United fans, he's never had a better chance to do it. Now is the chance. So what I'm saying is, come on Maguire, come on Lindelof. I mean, especially Maguire anyway. Pull your finger out and show Ten Hag and us fans that you can be dependable. As I mentioned, Lindelof, I think he is dependable. But playing alongside Maguire, unfortunately, I mean, it's got nothing personal against the guy, but he isn't United quality. I don't think he's Premier League quality personally, but it is. But what are your thoughts on that? On another subject, what about Diego Dallo? He did so well at left back yesterday, playing against Forest. In fact, I think he did so well that I'd pick him over Malacia on Thursday against Sevilla. Would you? What do you think? You've got to admit that Malacia had an awful game the other night, and I think the result would have been different had Dalot played in that position. But I think it was just the fact that Ten Hag was forced to kind of play him then. Maybe Malacia's got a bit of a niggle. I think he has actually. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that I don't want Malacia to play in his, at left back again. Just like all United fans though, we react to what we know and what we see. And there's concern that if he had another bad game, we could go out of the Europa League, and that would be an absolute disaster. And I don't want that. You don't want that. Ten Hag don't want that. So, but I don't know. I mean, I personally can't see Ten Hag. If Malacia is fit, he'll play Malacia in that position. Yeah, he will. He'll play Malacia in that position. I think he has to, really, thinking about it. mean, going away from like gut instinct, I think he is a left back. He's a specialist in that position. He's had one bad game, and we tend to jump on players for having bad games, and I think that's a little unfair, really. But moving on. But you know what? I mean, I was really, I've been really impressed by Anthony. For me, he was easy man of the match against Forest yesterday. Bruno was again like a stalwart, playing as we expect him to, you know, mixing up the play, delivering balls in, tracking back, tackling, distribution was good. He's just a machine, isn't he, Bruno? The amount of games he plays for the club, and he can still perform well. But of all the players we have, right now, for me anyway, Anthony is the one that I'm seeing the most progression from. He's getting better every game we see him play. I mean, personally, I love his passion, his energy, and his desire to get up and down the pitch. I mean, he's proven he's a team player. Someone that I think Jadon Sancho could look across the pitch at Anthony and think, I want to play like him. You know, I want to play like him. I mean, don't get me wrong, the end product from Anthony still isn't there, you know. How many shots on goal can you have and not score? Yeah, he got a tap-in against Forest, but it was a tap-in. So anyway, going back to my thoughts about Lindelof, I definitely want him to stay. I want him to stay and fight for a place next season. And I think Ten Hag has got to persuade him to stay so we can focus on getting a striker and on other areas of the pitch. But last thing we want is Lindelof to leave and then Ten Hag to get a small budget, and then obviously in the summer he doesn't have the budget to replace Lindelof or buy better. I mean, don't get me wrong, if he gets a bigger budget, he can buy better. But we're assuming if the Glazers are staying, that he's not going to get a budget. He's, enough to, say, buy in all areas of the pitch, and we need goals, Yeah, we're great at creating chances, but we're not great at scoring lots of goals, which is definitely what we need. So either, for me, one of three players, Harry Kane, Victor Osimhen, and the Brentford striker. God, the name leaves me right now. But anyway, what do you think? What are Ten Hag's priorities? Do you want Lindelof to stay? Are you scared about this Maguire and Lindelof pairing? I mean, I honestly, for lack of better words, I'm shitting myself. There's a lot of games. Potential 13 more games this season. And that's a lot of games to rely on Maguire and Lindelof together. It's a lot of games. I prefer to see Luke Shaw come back from injury and him play alongside Lindelof. That for me would be kind of like a more secure partnership in the centre of defence. And we have to make sure that Casemiro is not picking up any more cards, and we don't want another suspension for him. But he's missed 7 of our last 10 games. 7, which is crazy. So anyway, thanks for watching the video. Please let me know what you think in the comments below. If you've got any information to share with me, things you think I missed, or just what you think of the channel. I mean, it's growing, it's new. Thank you for watching.